It's already got hit with the weed eater, but it was dead before that. I had already pulled it. It had squash bugs. Surprised these eggs are alive. I should probably get rid of this thing. Here's frass. The bottom half of the stem is totally shriveled out. Oh, there's some squash bugs on it now. That's not the squash vine borer, but two pests that I can't get rid of. So I'm going to try again. This one I started a while ago. I don't know what kind of squash it is. This is an old label. I just stuck it in the same pot after my fig cutting failed. This is what was growing. It was a Zappa del Tronco squash. Part of me wants to eat this anyway. Just try it. Put it in my pocket. I got some huckleberries here that do all right. They're planted way too close together. I never thinned them. They grew in this tray, and then I stuck the entire mass in here because I didn't know what else to do with them. Didn't feel like it at the time. There's some vines coming up. But I think the half wood chips have been fine because this compost looks really good. Nice and moist. I don't ever water this. I try to throw some water over the fence. I know it doesn't reach it, so I stopped doing that. But, oh yeah, there's some huckleberries. Got some. And a shishito pepper does pretty well. Tomato not doing well. It always leans over here. I need to cut this mulberry down because it blocks most of the sun. And I will. But I figured since it's shady right now, I'll let these seedlings get it acclimated and then trim this down once they've adjusted. But as you can see, the compost looks great. It is moist still. It's not wet, but definitely enough. And I don't think the pill bugs are such an issue anymore. I wish I just moved it out a few more feet so it wasn't up against the fence getting so much shade, but we'll see when I take the mulberry out. It's healthy little seedling. So I'll get this one going. There's a little seedling in here too. There it is. Put that toward the top. It might be dead. I think it's dead. So this is mystery squash or melon. I think it's a squash. I think it's a red curry squash. In a few days I'll cut this down. Then this area will get more light. But for now the shade is good. I think that's helpful. Not for the tomato, but I also have some tomatoes that I just stuck in the ground here. They're doing surprisingly well. This is my second year planting in this spot, and I don't do much to the soil. I just throw some compost on top. Do my best to pull all the morning glory. And I accidentally hit a few with the weed eater, so this one and this one are all I've got left. But they do look like they're producing fruit. They get way more sun. This is the oak tree I'm dealing with. Neighbor's oak tree that eats all the evening sun. But the soil health looks great. I'm not saying that it's failing. I mean, I wouldn't even say this is a failure. It's maybe not a great bed for tomatoes, but as you can see, peppers do quite well. And this fennel seems all right. So, just dialing in what plants do best here in this weird positioning. I think it's all right. But that's just my little update. I will continue to take progress on it and show little further updates. If those squash plants I just planted get destroyed by squash bugs again, it's not the best variable to always have to deal with. But the squash plants do well until the bugs get them. So if you're curious about whether the half compost, half wood chips is an issue, I don't think we know yet. at this point, I would say that the dirt works fine. Half wood chips is not a detriment. Everything else is not in the favor of like a good harvest with the bugs and the shade, but the plants themselves do fine until they don't, until nature takes its course. So I'm so far satisfied. We'll continue to experiment and I'll update again. Anyway, thanks for watching. See ya.